let's get this party started. I'm really torn. I kind of want to go on 3. I would do this if it was Reaper. It doesn't say, so I suspect not. Yeah, I need to do a chain 2, I guess. I think I'm going to join this group, though. I think we're going to join that group. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Welcome.
Alright. We're going to have to level pretty soon, but I don't think we have to do it like crazy soon. We're riding around.
All up the mainsail. It's time for
This
a new
doesn't matter.
adventure.
It can be whatever. And the jump. Let's not let this part trick us into thinking that we're awesome. It tends to be a problem. Anytime you do something so far out of band, one way or the other, you either feel like, oh yeah, or you feel like I'm the worst. But neither of those things are probably true. Probably. Just out of band. Alright. Looks like people are trickling in. Good morning, everyone. It's a little bit early. I thought maybe I would start on Lamania today, but I just didn't want to. We will do the other part of that video sometime. We need to do at least one more here, right? For the Draconic classes and stuff like that, so one more video sometime. Whether we do that at the end of today's stream or do it offline or whatever, I don't know yet. We'll see. Let's roll. 100 experience points. 100. Delicious. Oh, I didn't know we picked this up. This is cool. Yeah, we got some trash in our backpack that needs to be tossed, but that's okay. Group's pretty far ahead for like 3 minutes in the quest. Ahead of me. Pretty pleased. What's up, good looking? What are you doing? Oh yeah? You're up here for more pets? Okay. Up here? No? Super quiet, right? I'm a little bit tempted to turn on the background music or something. Two droppers. One is the hireling. What's the other one? The hireling too. Just missed it. Up some garbage here. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know why exactly people run up here. I did it this time because a lot of people have been doing it lately, and also I wanted to grab that collectible. But I don't know, whatevs. I feel like I don't need to go that way. I feel like they have it under control and I can just move on with the quest. Like, what's the worst case scenario? I miss a chest down there? It looks like I did miss a chest down there. Like, am I that worried about the contents of that chest? Probably not, right? Oh, we gotta do something about increasing our DPS slightly, too. I feel like something is not right. A lot of it has to do with the fact that we're still using a epic whirlwind instead of like moving on to a caught in the web weapon. Just kind of don't want to have that middle, I guess. If that makes sense. Oh, that was way early. I was like years early. Feel like boulder might be over there. Doing some dangerous things. I like how the crown sits above the dog.
Yeah, I also stopped rolling badly. I'm glad I got something. It's not the first time.
I don't even know if I have a death block item on, to be honest. Door's open.
Sweet.
Boop, 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 boop. Let's see, we did get dispelled, so let's re-magic. These things probably shouldn't need to be reset. Nope. Okay, well, I guess I didn't get this clicked. I thought I did, but I guess I did not. And we are getting a wee bit of lag. Hey, there we go. Well, gravity-related accident never hurt nothing, right? Ain't nothing ever happened from falling out of the sky. I'm taking some hits here, huh? Likely the most survivable one. For taking some colder shenanigans to the base. Stunno there. Lavender hair dye, Bros happy. Hey, good morning, Bard. What's going on? You doubt it? What do you doubt? I miss it? Did I say something that was doubtable? It seems quiet today. I'm not here to just kill you, Becca. Deathblock being equipped on my character, that's probably 100% chance I don't have Deathblock running. Let's see. So far, no death block. Don't they have an icon that appears up here at the top now? Oh, I do. I do have death block somewhere. Something has death block on it. Not sure what, but just assume that like your underwater action and featherfall, I don't keep it equipped. That's one of the things that's a little bit harder to situationally need or not need, right? Like it's pretty easy to not need featherfall or underwater action. A little tougher to do it the other way around. Situationally swap into death block. I think after this quest we're probably going to have to take level 26. We should also take some time and check in on people too. We haven't checked in on people in a while. Like we haven't checked over on Sapphire in quite a while. Alright. I think they started. I think we can get going. I just don't want to set anything. Like, for example, if it was just me in a group with this many people, we'd be doing Reaper 4. But not everybody's cool with that, so... Currently training up your dad, TR. What's he TRing into? What's the play? What's the plano? Something ranged, like a double crossbow build. Apparently I played so much of that for a while that people thought that's what I made. I just did all those videos using that frame because it was so strong. Man, we are getting some laggo. And people are getting aggro and running. I know that he has a plan. He's so unused to the game. He used to be a pure paladin or fighter. Splash for so long, it's hard to get him off it. Currently on Ranger Lives. So does he need Ranger Lives, or is he done with Ranger Lives? Like, and what exactly is he trying to do? Is he on the eternal grind, or is he doing something else? I'd recommend just picking a build right now and just something that you think you would like and just settle in for a minute. The Epic Destiny changes are really going to be a big shakeup. I think if you haven't watched the Epic Destiny videos I did on YouTube, you might want to do that. But it's gonna... things are gonna be all sorts of weird. I think. Some things are gonna be viable that aren't viable now, and some things that are viable now are definitely gonna go away, so... Man, we are getting some Lagos. Fate Touch must be immune to our mind tricks. I honestly don't feel like our DPS is that bad. It's just that normally in a two-handed fight it would be much higher. A lot of our damage is coming from the fact that we're... Is there anything I can do to boost this? It's not like, okay. Do we live? We do. Fragment over here. He's on his first life. I don't know what his plan is originally, but he's gonna run with me. I don't know if he has any plan of the end game or not. He is not the droid you're looking for. Well, if you guys are gonna two-man stuff, you should figure out what you're missing in your two-man group. Okay, we're gonna go this way. I don't know if the group is running back. It kind of looks like they are. So we'll just sit here and chop some firewood. But, yeah, I would... If you guys are going to be doing teamwork stuff, I would develop a team. Whether one person has, like, some sort of primary healing, trapping, cover the basics, right? Healing, trapping, DPS, tanking... So far you've been getting by with you as the trapper. Well then, if you got traps covered, given that means you have to devote time and energy into spot and gear. But you can do it. Like, you don't need lives to trap. You need lives to trap without gear. So, if you have gear, then you're fine. You'll figure out the traps. But again, it might mean that you have to wear a spot item. You'll definitely have to invest in spot if you don't know where the traps are. Stuff like that. So then that sounds like you get to get away with healing. Someone needs to be covering healing, DPS, tanking, or some sort of crowd control. Buffing. So like, I don't know what else exactly, what you're playing right now. I thought you were playing some sort of bard build again. Must be some sort of trapping bard, which is pretty doable. Like a bard with ranger, or not ranger level, the rogue level or 2, or an arty level or 2, should be able to crowd control, heal, trap, and kind of take care of the business into things. So you just, it sounds like you need a DPS slash tank. And maybe with secondary crowd control. You guys don't mind, I'll do the puzzle. Like, people tend to do it the way I feel to be super slow.
Yeah, I don't mind. Go on.
Yeah, so if you start on this wheel and go around the way I did, you only have to back up this the red wheel once, and everything else is just forward clicks. So you don't have to go around the wheel multiple times. For whatever reason, people always start the other way.
That's no lie.
You splashed Rogue and Cleric into a two-handed fighter. Oh, you should be able to trap as a Cleric too. Like, Clerics give access to like a couple of weird buffs. Did these two guys pop out yet? They did not. Nothing, I was mostly talking to myself. And the viewers. Alright. Let's go, 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 go. And your Intimidate's not high enough. Well, Intimidate's going to be harder to... It's going to be hard to build a build that does all those things. Tank, heal, trap, and DPS. Like, that's kind of the everything, right?
Port aboard. Reaching dangerous waters.
I really don't understand people fighting along the way either. When you can just drag them to the lava will kill them. Okay. I keep forgetting I'm not on Java, so I can't just give myself freedom of movement. I have to use a pot. How am I enjoying the Sorc things? They're good. The DPS is a little bit lower than I'd like, but I'm using a weapon that's quite a bit lower in power level than I would like. But other than that, it does feel pretty good. It's possible that I don't quite have the right build, but this is what I wanted to try, so. I'm kind of leaning towards trying it again, but with a single weapon fighting build and offhand versatility instead of the strike through line. Yeah, Sorcerer life. Where actually it's a Bladeforged life. So we're going to do this Bladeforged life and at least one more Bladeforged life. Hopefully before the Epic Destiny Pass and the big update, the hardcore server. If we can do all those things before the hardcore server and whatnot, then I'll be pretty pleased. You didn't know it was a thing? Figured you had your staff. Why? So, Bladeforged gives us greatsword stuff. We got a little bit of paladin stuff going on. Eldritch Knight doesn't matter.
Do you guys want to do splash in the house?
It's fine, I guess. Then we get a little bit of strike through from here. This Earth Savant stuff's probably not perfect.
It's time to go now.
That's fine. Spell failure, guess you never thought about it. Well, spell failure only applies to armor, and one of the things that's really cool about how this build works and being so deep in the Eldritch Knight tree and whatnot is I actually have I took Adamantine Body. So I have the biggest, heaviest Warforged body you can get. And I have no spell failure because of the stuff out of Eldritch Knight.
Time to weigh anchor and set sail.
That's part of the reason we have a good PRR for this level and our gear set. I know I'm 25. Am I the highest level? Can we still Reaper this?
Yeah, 25 is fine.
How high do you guys want to Reaper this? Normally, if the group this good, I would have moved this up to 4.
I usually do on the leveling. I do just 1, but do you feel notching up? I don't mind. I don't know about the rest.
I usually start an LFM with like Reaper question mark, and if the group gets to 5 and it feels good, I usually move it to 4. But usually only if the group is like nearly full or mostly full, and they're up for it. What's up with the pirate lady? That is my intelligence weapon.
I don't mind, whatever you guys want.
The sentience wave gem, so she like sings pirate thingies and whatnot.
I'm not self-sufficient at all, and I don't have any heals to give people. Well, I do, but it doesn't do much.
Alright, so
Although,
I was answering chat. Did you guys decide what difficulty you want to do?
let's do 3.
3? Sounds good to me, mate. Just wondering why a person was randomly singing. Well, you know, happens.
I'm gonna be doing traps in the beginning.
Alright, if there's anything I can do to help you out with the traps or anything that I didn't do, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go start murdering things.
Well, you're probably better killer than me with the skeletons, so I can do the traps. But if you want to do the traps,
Well, I can't do the traps. I just said I buffed you the best I could for the traps.
Oh, 45 minutes heroism.
Yeah, you might be pretty good for a while, right? Don't take that long to do the traps though. I give you a maximum of 44 minutes to do the traps.
I'll take my time then.
Oh man, I have to tell you guys, today's like the first day I didn't feel like my brain's gonna leak out of my eyeball. Actually feels pretty okay today. That was a hell of a week. That was a hell of a week, you guys. I'm still sore as balls. Don't get me wrong. Still not very happy about our place in the world, but at least I feel like being in the world's a little bit more worth today. Ugh. This thing didn't want to die. Alright, so now this is the other part. Do we make a decision for the team that I like, or do I just do what the normal exceptions is? Oh, mother effing. Much shame. Did something happen while you're gone? I had a bad migraine fire off Thursday due to a doctor's appointment. And I've been dealing with pretty nasty migraines since Thursday morning. So, like, I don't think we streamed it all Thursday. Is that right? And then I don't think we streamed it all Friday, or maybe we just did like a little bit on Friday, maybe. And then I had a pre-release to cover at the arena all weekend long, so I didn't get to recover at the because I was working at the over the weekend. I couldn't go see the doctor because the doctor was out of town. Yeah, there was just like a pile of stuff that came together to make this weekend a difficult one. Hey, get back up here. Can't lay on hands, he's so far away. I actually can. Jimmy's just taking some damages here. I might continue to beat on this if I can. Okay. I feel like we tried to take most of the heat off of Jimmy. Jimmy, man. We're out of lay on hands now. Jimmy, can you be a robot? What if I put a wand in your butts? Then can I repair you? Oh man, alright.
It's time to go now. Pull away your anchor.
Okay. Give Jimmy a little bit more love here. Top off that. Alright. Everyone should be topped off now. We should be in good shape. Still in the chiropractor? Yes. I went to the chiropractor 4 times in 3 days. He went out of town Thursday for his brother's wedding. They're usually not open on Friday, so the first time I could go in there was 9 o'clock on Monday morning. I went in twice Monday. I took Tuesday off, and I went in already once today, and I might go back in later today. I don't know yet. Wouldn't surprise me if I decided that I needed to go back in today. Guy. You're safe. You're safe. Oh yeah, no, it's basically I had a migraine. The migraine turned into into such pain for so long. Your like I don't know if you guys have had big migraines like this ever, but for me what happens is because they are so intense for so long, my whole muscles will just tighten up, and I spend all my time trying to relax, trying to loosen up, trying to reduce that pain, and I know because the pain will not go down until I can fix the pressure that's building up in my head. So the only way to get that to happen is to get some chiropractic relief, really, or to get my neck to adjust in such a way that I can get that flow to come down. And it is not particularly quick or easy to make that happen. I cannot heal Jimmy. Jimmy got another land hands. Okay. I better go shrine. I think we're gonna need the healing. Not usually a fan of this, but I think it's fun. Now, I probably need to start going back to the chiropractor too. Or not the chiropractor, the acupuncturist, but I haven't made plans to do that. But I'm trying to kind of wait to see what my expenses for things look like post getting my glasses bought and paid for here. dancing? It's probably fine. There seems to be some medication that's helping or something. It's been a while since she's done that bad. Yeah, well... I don't know. For me, I've really learned a lot of my triggers. And if I can avoid those triggers, then I will be in significantly better shape. The problem is that I can't always avoid those triggers. Again, I hadn't gone to the eye doctor apparently in more than 5 years because I was avoiding the migraine that he gives me. So, I needed to get my prescription updated, especially if I was going to do all this driving. Driving the bus, driving just in general trips. Especially if we do more like escape, like weekend escape type things where we're not taking the bus, but we're going a little bit further. Longer drives. So like, we may or may not take off to Medicine Lodge this weekend, where my grandfather and my grandmother are at. We go visit them. But the new, my chiropractor got sold to this new guy. You know, he came and trained for a couple of years, so he's always been there the whole time I've ever worked on it. But he's not, early on when I was first starting to visit this chiropractor, my regular chiropractor was gone, and he did the job. And I just was like, man, that's not... I just felt underwhelmed. But now he's the only game for me in town, right? So... because he's the only one trained by the last guy. The guy that actually did a really great job. So recently, in the last few months, the kid has been... I say kid. Dr. Miller has been working on me. And, he has been really doing a better job of trying to get the spine adjusted further down. So like, instead of just focusing on the C1 and the C2, which is what the other chiropractor did a lot, and that's where the pinching is, where the whatever it is that's wrong with me that makes those two things move, is in the C1 and C2. But way down here at the C5, I think, also shifts really badly a lot. So there's that also. Okay, that's Jimmy. Alright, looks good.
Another shipmate lost to the deep.
Give me an idea where you are, Zen. Does anyone see him? Is he back? I'll go get him. Oh, looks like somebody else went to go get him. Alright, well then bravely pushing forward it is.
Oh, he's here.
It's time to go now. Pull away your anchor.
Hey, Newts. Shenanigans. Alright. Stop running the other way. It's a trap. Run this way. It's much better. Run in, run in, run in, run in, run in. I should have all the aggro. I should have all the aggro up top on me, so you guys should be more than fine. And this Plague Reaper's going ham here. Alright, let's melt. Oh, it's a Stygian too. Okay. I'm like, why are we taking so much damage? Okay. I'm gonna try to get a shrine in really quick.
Grab some shut-eye before the next storm strikes.
I'm actually really digging the sentience that's singing. I like it a lot. Well, maybe my favorite one. Upside of being a Sorc, all the UMD I ever want. Yeah, something. Back bothering you this morning, Samius, or just talking? I'm just talking. I feel better than I did yesterday by a large margin. I am definitely still sore, but we'll get it figured out. And again, a lot of that could just be sore from you know, having the shit kicked out of you for a couple of days. Let's heal Jimmy. Jimmy. Okay. Nah, I don't need that. Which Jewel sings? The Whelm. It's the piratey one. Technically, there's an item at 18 that you can use called the Bone Crusher. It's a quarterstaff. That's part of the reason why you probably are like I was very obsessed with it for a long time when I was doing heroic leveling. So I'd recommend getting one if you can, if you're interested in doing heroic leveling. Just because the difference between having a sentience item at level 18 and not is huge. So I had one that I used for a really long time, and I just fed everything to. How long did it take for me to get one? The weapon, it dropped pretty quick actually. I've even got, I think, 3 now from doing them on the hardcore server. Just like bam, bam, bam. I don't even think it's that hard of a drop rate. I just think as a quest it's not particularly popular. Otherwise you have to wait till level 20. And then at level 20 you get whatever your sentence item is, and you get your Voice of the Master. So like for pretty easily you can have a 5 to 6 piece alright guys, everyone's falling apart. Alright, have a good day. I'll probably have an elephant up in a little bit if people are interested in things. Take care. But, so like, if you look at this right here, for example, not that, this. So this is just a 5. This is 20,000 experience. That's pretty easy to get, even on a low lifer, or even someone just doing heroic TRs. So there's a 5, and then you get the extra 1 up here. Right? So you're talking about 6 piece right away. Cool, you got one the only time you ever played it. Exactly. Like I said, I don't think it's a particularly high drop rate. So like I'm doing a prowess set using the minor artifact as the last piece. And then I have this 1 slot for melee power Long Shadow. But if I had 2 pieces of Long Shadow equipped, like I had this 1 more slot, that's 5 more power. And 3 would be an extra 46 points of damage, like right away. So if I could get a 7, which again is quite a bit, but like this is the one item that I've been working on consistently this whole time, right? And now we're at 9, and we're almost ready for number 8 as we slowly creep our way there. 57,000 sentience experience. Yeah, the epic Voice of the Master at level 20 is huge. You get 3 slots. Like, look at mine. damage, swiftness, spell agility, and then I put a prowess in there. So prowess is giving +3 melee power in this case. Probably because I only had that as a I only had a common. But if I had a rare melee power boost or I don't remember what else is in there. +1 to attack and damage. Like some of those things add up pretty nicely. But there are other good ones too, right? That are like even 2 or 3 that become really handy in a general purpose thing. Now I'm kind of running down this circle because that's how my brain works. Been looking at eyeglasses, can you tell? I'm thinking about getting something that looks kind of like this, kind of like the octagon, like a round but the curved but octagon-y type shape. So like for example here, again, if you're looking at a 6-piece set, or like you only had 6 slots because you're Voice of the Master and that, or you just had 5 slots but you didn't have you don't want to go all prowess, I think you could build something extremely good with a couple of these slotted in easily here. There's some cool things for really cheap, right? Permanent haste spell for 3 pieces. It's kind of okay. The City's Beacon's one of the ones I really like. So you get trip DC, Sunder DCs, Fortification, Intelligence, or Strength, or some combination thereof. And for 2 pieces, you have a chance to get MMR. For 3 pieces, you have a chance to get PRR. Like, that's a good and 4 pieces displacement. Like, that's a good defensive set of, like, things, right? So that's like an easy 3 or 4. If you're doing hirelings, this could be really good because this should stack, but I don't know if I'd worry about it. Deadly Rain is actually really good. You got hit to damage, critical confirmation. I guess this is all range power though, not that great for a quarterstaff. But still, these 2 are good. +2 damage for 3 pieces. So if you could like deal with PRR, so like PRR +2 to crit and +1 to hit, picking up +2 damage, +5 range power. Again, range power doesn't do that much for you as a quarterstaff build though. The electric one, electric spell power, your melee attacks do things. So if you're like an electric, like I think you could work this into some stuff if you wanted to. Air elementals can't knock you down, it's pretty good. Again, if you're doing electric stuff, you probably would like electric spell power. But some of these get really, here we go, like healing amp, saving throws, caster level with healing spells. Like you might see a situation where this is something that you're interested in. Again, healing amp, melee power, PRR, the inline step. Like a lot of these are really good, and you can do some cool stuff with just a couple of pieces together. So like, here we go. The Long Shadow. This is what I was thinking about before. The melee and missiles get the 46 attack, plus you get some melee and range power. So like for melee power, and like +1 to hit and damage, and plus to whichever stat you like, you pick up 4 points of damage, 5 melee power, plus this melee power, obviously. Like it could get pretty sick pretty quick at level 18. This one could be really good with the strike through, 1 against many. And if you're doing like a lot of quarterstaff stuff with a high strike through, then even a 4-piece would be good. So if you were to like 4-piece and something like, there's another one that's a 2-piece that gives that damage, by the way. Here's another one. Next fall, 2 to attack and damage, 5 melee power, 5 to attack and damage for strip targets. Quarterstaff, you might want to be doing this. So looking at some of these early things, early sets, might be more beneficial if you were looking at them with the idea of, hey, I'm going to use a quarterstaff and I'm going to be level 18, 19, and 20. They look a whole lot better, don't they? When that's the general idea. Alright. I know I threatened to put an LFM up, but Jesus. How goes things today, mans? Pretty good. There's a guildie doing security detail. I have to go ahead and take this because we're gonna level, I think. This is not the button. Uh-oh. Have I tried the new auto LFM system? I don't like auto LFM stuff. I want to be in charge of it. I find I mostly run 2 reverb for the bonus damage, but it's because I don't have enough long shadow. Are you still on the server tracks? You should hear our friend Rocky. Rock say his name, it's funny. Ah, fair. Oh, I have no idea what I want to do. I kind of want to take the acid spell power thing. I think that's currently the front runner, but it does not seem very good. Right? 20 more acid spell power does not seem like the thing. Bypassing doesn't seem great. Ah! Perfect two-handed fighting seems much better. Seems like a yes please to me. No, you're an Argo? Oh, I was going to say, do you play on the hardcore server any? Because next time I'm over there, it'd be a good way to grab those things too, if you have bad luck in general with tokeny things or whatever. Apparently picked up a Reaper point somewhere. Should we spend it? Should we spend some Reaper points in general? When it's open, you do? Well, remind me if you, like, depending on how things go for me this next go-along, send me a tell for stuff like that before I take off out of hardcore. I'm perfectly down to send commons or whatever over, or even rares that are not rares that I will use. I guess more universal spell power is fine. Alright, so we got Barovia Slayers, which I think is a pass. We have Cogs. Bet we can get in this Cogs if we ask. Let's see if we can trick our way into the Cogs. Hey man, what's going on?
Yeah.
Let me re-ship buff here and make sure there's nothing, and I'll be right there. Again, this is basically free experience. I would do Cogs if, like, I had a group ready to go. Like, if I had 3 or 4 people that were down, like, were with my group or whatever, we would be doing Cogs and Sagas like crazy. I would hunt those things down, right? Because we don't really have anything like that. Do I want these boots instead of the other boots? I lose some hit points for some Seeker and Deception. I think it's fine. These are Assassinate, Persuasion, and this is Intelligence. Yeah, okay. We're good. As good as we're gonna get, it looks like. 2 here, please. Working on your 16th Reaper point? Nice. Honestly, the fastest way to finish these lives are run Cogs for Sagas. just do it on EH unless you have a group to carry me. Yeah, it is. It is. Alright, so which one did we decide we were going to start at? Smuggler's Safe House. Which one's Smuggler's Safe House?
All up the main, son. It's
Is that
time
Smash and
to
Burn?
adventure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fine.
That's what you and Newtons are doing. Your main is now able to live in the Reaper 1. Well, that's just it. It's just a matter of you kind of get that initial momentum going, and then you'll turn a corner, right? And when the corner turns, it's like pretty awesome. Just like I was trying to tell those guys when we were in that last quest. I don't know if you saw it, but like I was like, yeah, I usually try to step it up to like Reaper 3, Reaper 4 as we start to fill and people start coming together, right? And the whole idea behind that is just because as you get more people, those things become easier. When you're doing everything by yourself, R1, R2, R3, excuse me, those are big, those are like meaningful difficulties for like when you're totally by yourself. But when you have a group with you and you're getting some support, I'm coming, Papa, come back. You have to be on my robot balls for me to heal you. There you go. Okay. Nice. Not bad, actually. No, he leashed. I was afraid of that. Running with me on Reaper 4 has gotten you your last 5 Reaper points. Yeah, but didn't you feel like those were particularly difficult quests, or did they feel like they were challenging, but you were able to handle it? Right, because you had a group with you. Even if you died or felt like you weren't contributing as much as you would like to, the fact that you were in there contributing at all sped that quest up. Did I play on Lamani? I tried to play as much as I could Monday, which was not nearly as much as I would have liked. And then I recorded some videos on yesterday, and I put them up on the YouTube channel. There are 2 right now. I'm going to do a 3rd one, hashtag soon. I think you can still disarm the traps after the puzzle's solved.
About that?
I was just saying, I think you can still disarm the trap after this puzzle's solved. Yeah, cool. Okay. Tonight, by the way, what? What did I do wrong? Did we lag or something? Huh, strange. Anyway, tonight I'm hoping to do board game night with the guys, at least for a little while. We might transition into into something else, like more DDO related as the night gets long and people tap out or whatever. We might transition into something completely different. I don't know. So if there's a sweet game on board, tabletop simulator that you think might be interesting for us to try out or something, feel free to leave us suggestions for those kind of things. You're now trying a War Soul, Favored Soul, level 7 at the moment. You're doing well as a combat healer, you think? Likely. Again, most of the time, it's not the... it's usually most people will live through the fight in general. Okay. But not everyone will. So really, it's a matter of just kind of keeping a general eye on people, but realizing that you're gonna be spending more time raising often than like having everybody alive in the party, because you healed everybody through the whole thing. So far, it's been R1 save for Korthos. Nice. Well, and again, if you, as a person that is new and is learning, right? Why do we keep falling through the goddamn floor right there? Chat, what is up with that chunk of the floor? And more importantly, why do I keep doing the same thing, thinking that it's not going to fall through the bloody floor? Okay, did it. Bound away.
It's time to go now.
Voices, sorry.
Roll away your anchor.
I didn't realize I was the last one until I was throwing the dagger. I actually need this armor that comes out of here, by the way. He didn't get it, so it's fine. Alright, so we got a couple of mysterious fragmentes to pick up. Raz is just crushing it.
What kind of catch are we setting on nets for today?
Says the new person don't fall through the floor. Got it. Yeah. Just keep falling through the floor over and over again. It's fine. OG Games followed 7 hours ago.
All of the mainsail, it's time for a new adventure.
I'm sorry. What was you were saying?
Is there a way to bypass the 3-day wait?
Oh, the TR? Yeah, they have like potions or whatever. TR bypass timers.
Yeah, I'm talking about epic reincarnation.
I don't know if
I
they
did
do.
epic reincarnation.
I feel like they have an epic one too, but I'm not 100%. I don't usually do epic TRs that fast. I could, I guess, but I don't.
Well, so my group sets up all the sagas as we level epic.
Yeah.
Like we just level epic on R4 club or whatever. And then when I hit 30, I'm epic reincarnation.
I didn't ask which quest you wanted to do next. I just kind of started moving. Did you want to do... Looks like that one. Okay. Yeah, this is why I stopped, because there's like a whole bunch of quests right here, and I just wasn't sure which one you wanted to do. Okay.
Yeah, after 12, I'll do...
Yeah, we're up.
One, and then Ruinous Games after.
Anyway. What else were we talking about? Now that we know what quest we're doing. I don't even know. You would have what?
I would have waited for you, but it's only R1.
Ah, it's no big deal. As long as I know what quest we're doing, that's all that matters. I guess we should, at some point, level again, huh? Anyway, I normally like to do that same method of leveling where I do sagas on the way up, but this life in particular, I just haven't done that. But also now that I'm on Iconics lives, I'm not as excited about doing double TR or double ETRs.
Well, so by setting up all the sagas, when I ER, I could just pop like an XP pop, and then turn in all the sagas. I usually get to be about 26 and a half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to do that same thing, but then I moved on to Iconic Lives, and it's just not worth it to have to do it again, I guess. Even if I do all that stuff, it's just a pain.
Well, actually, I like to salt and pepper my racial iconic. Most people don't like it shorter longer payoff. But when you iconic reincarnate, your monster manual do not reset. So by putting a racial in between them, it makes them reset.
Yeah, I had just, I've been working on Samius for a long time, so I was like, kind of at the point where our options are limited now. I'm almost done. I've got like a couple of Iconic Lives left.
Bladeforged?
Yeah, I've got two this one plus two more Bladeforged still. But yeah, I've got Bladeforged, the two shifter ones, the cleric-y ones, and I think one Shatterkai left. I think I saved it because I had enjoyed it so much doing the assassin build. So like less than 10 now. That reminds me, has joined me in working on the racial TR, and he says he likes doing Warforged, working on my last human life, which just allows me to have two races finished, Dwarf and human. Yeah, I have a hard time actually going back into another character. That's part of the reason I'm spending so much time and effort to get another character like up and doing the raids and being around in the community at the end game again. I spent so long not caring about anything but working on Samius. Wow, that's a lot of damage right there, huh? Oh, one of them's a nasty Champos. I don't know if I'm getting any of the last hits in, but I feel like I'm certainly like contributing in a real way to the quest. Trying a
This one is on like 26 twice, and it's not even my character with the most fast on.
To reveal what appears to be a makeshift temple.
But I don't have anybody here. That one.
I just think I'd probably be done this like by now if we hadn't had the hardcore servers the last two.
Yeah, I've always thought the hardcore was,
I like it. It's an interesting challenge, and the views are good, so I can't complain too much.
what's good?
The viewers, people like to watch the streamer get murdered on the hardcore.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah.
Alright, let's go back to finishing this thought. Sorry. I'm trying a new Horizon Walker build using 2 Rogue, 8 Ranger, 10 Fighter. Not sure how well it's going to work.
It's time for
Having fun with it so far. My problem with the Ranger stuff is that it, or the Horizon Walker stuff, it feels like it goes chunk, chunk, chunk. You know what I mean? Like, that's such a little pile of damage, and then it's, where are we going?
Just go north and west.
Oh, you're okay. So you're going up there. Okay. So normally I would do the quest that you're going to now, like second after doing the one in the south. Okay, I'm with you now. It does feel kind of. Yeah, I usually run like in a big clockwise circle.
Well, I think that after race college, they just recall and then do smash and burn things.
Yeah, see, so like the way I do it is I start in the south and then I work my way around clockwise, and then when I do security, whatever it is, last, because I don't like roll call, and then we recall out and I do smash and burns last. Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying, you can roll.
Yeah, I skip roll call. I hate that one. Being trapped in little tunnels full of things that shoot laser beams at you. Force laser beams. Yeah, real bad. So, it felt like the damage was so small per hit, and then you had like these massive criticals when you did the bow stuff. I just didn't like it. It was too inconsistently swingy for me.
Yeah, I have like mixed characters that are on third like better. I realized that I probably should focus on one or two.
It's all about what you want to get out of things, right? Like, if you're just having a good time and you like having a couple of different people to do raids and do things, then you're probably fine. If you ever want to do the very toughest, biggest, hardest things, you gotta be ready. Soon I'll be doing the toughest, biggest, hardest things. Okay.
Yeah, I just now I just kind of leave at that.
Yeah, and see,
Well,
again, the first person back for me at Cap for a while that actually has gotten played again is Java, so that's relatively new. Getting back to keeping someone at Cap and active. Yeah, Java bot.
I don't know.
It's funny. How weird would it be if people recognized me on JavaBot instead of as Samus? I never even considered that as a possibility.
Yeah, so after I finish Saga on the bot, then I do play off a player bot, players.
Yeah, I did that same thing for quite a while. Yeah, I think it's a good method to do it just like that, but I like doing these things out of whatever, because then they're kind of like free-ish. But when I gave up doing the second Epic Life each go around, it kind of nah.
Well, I mean, once you get all the stuff.
Exactly. When I finish that, then we'll be working on those Epic Past Lives again. But that'll let you just do a heroic TR, reset everything, get all those Reaper points back coming in.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever gotten is like 20 extra fast cards. That helps. Because my normal routine initially was just go to 30 ERPR. But I was doing, 5, 6
Yeah, I just didn't like... I didn't like going all the way to 30 very often, so I did a bunch of like epic stuff early when that was the end game or whatever, and then I kind of been riding mostly on that. So when they redid it a little bit ago, I have to go redo some of these things. Oh, come back here. You're mine. I don't want to have to chase you. I'm down with being a little lazy. I've been absolutely in love with my Bard build since I started, trying to branch out and find some other build I really enjoyed. Figured doing Racialized is a good time to play around with builds. Yeah, it's not unreasonable. Am I going to be allowed to actually fight the guy? There we go, a little bit. We did get the evasion, or the aggro with the intimidate, so. We're not XP capped yet. I think this is one we can walk out, yeah. Yeah, I recommend taking the time to... Alright, I think we're recalling here, right? I think. No, he's got his horse on. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're going yet. He did say the name of the quest, but I'm not sure what that is, so... Earlier. Rest of that. Yeah, see, he's going up through these upper things and stuff, and I don't spend very much time up here, so. And the catwalks. So far, your favorite has been a variant of Strim Tom's Maverick Hunter build. You're on life 6 and you have lots to learn. Yeah. Sorry, we're going down to the deeps, right? So we're at the first quest now. Yeah, I've enjoyed some of Strim Tom's builds as we play them.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were saying. I didn't play very much, but I was saying.
I always find the in-game chat to be really difficult to use, so it's a little bit tough to hear sometimes. So I'm not entirely sure where we're going sometimes. So I'm just trying to follow the leader until I know what's going on.
Well, I think we're both easily distracted if we're going to jump in the party chat in there.
Yeah, we can use that one if you like. It's fine. Hey, there we go.
Push to talk.
Yes, push to talk is done. Yeah, I don't know why. I get why they made that rule, but I hate that they made that rule.
I
Yeah. Well, and even then, I just... any starting community to kind of get back in. Like I said, I just spent so much time focusing on power leveling Samus that ignored everything else. Why?
Like the hurry, hurry, hurry. I like that. I don't like that. Rather enjoy my house.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the things that I do and how I play them, but I definitely feel like for a lot of people, I play at a much more intense pace for people.
How long does it normally take to go 1 to 20?
1 to 20 about a week.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
How many hours?
Well, it depends, because, you know, I usually do it all on stream, so, like, half of the time I'm talking to chat or screwing around, or, you know what I mean? So, like, normally I play about 6 hours a day, sometimes 8 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day. So it just depends on how much I'm enjoying a build, too. And then, now that I'm doing the easily distracted raids and stuff with them, that takes time, obviously, also. But I could do a faster version, but I like to do a bunch of different quests and get a lot of the points, the DDO points back, and
Yeah, I don't like there's a couple of caves where I think it's worth it. You know, like Shadow Crypt is worth beating.
yeah. See, I don't even often break out my like opener or anything for that stuff anymore.
Just makes it easy. Makes it simple.
Oh, it's good. If you were down to like do that kind of stuff, skip a quest or skip a thing or just repeat a quest a bunch of times, like there's certain ones to do that on, and that's certainly one of them. But I'm just not. I'd rather go and do like 7 other quests instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that's the only one really that I do that.
Yeah, no,
I might eat spies in the house once. And Shadow Crypt, and that's kind of it. I don't really repeat anything else. I don't even do like Cobalt do Ring Leader. I don't even repeat that one level. I just do basically, you know, look at the quests and then do what I feel like doing in the level range that I'm in. Right?
pretty much it. It's pretty much it.
And then when all the quests that I haven't done are quests that I don't want to do, I just level and move on to the next level.
Pretty much. The big difference for me is that I don't mind banking a level if there's quests that I feel like doing, but otherwise I don't bank levels hardly at all anymore. I just do it. I find I get a lot more fun out of just taking my levels.
Triggering an explosion that flattens the remaining.
Well, I bank levels right until I've done everything that I'm in the level for, right?
Yeah, see, and I just if there's like if I'm not having fun, then I'll just move on. Like if there's quests that I want to do, then I'll stick around and do them. Like right now, I'm banking levels mostly because I may or may not go back and do Chain 2 of Evening Star just because I haven't. But I could just as easily not hold those levels and just move on.
The group that I've been running this tune with, they hold levels sometimes because we'll be like 26 and they'll have quests they want to do. So we'll,
Yeah. Well, and again, anytime you're holding your levels because you like to do those quests or you want to do that, that's a completely different story than like a lot of the time. Right, like especially from the old days where you felt like you had to bank because there wasn't experience for this level or that level.
yeah, there's plenty of XP now.
Yeah.
In fact, we end up sitting at 19, finishing all of the sagas.
Yeah, see, and I don't do those kind of, like, I don't hold that stuff. Or I try not to.
I wouldn't do it. Like for me, I would take 20 and then just do them on elite to finish the saga. If I was going to do the sagas or whatever. But or do them, go back and do them cap. I don't know.
Alright, so you want to, like, go hit, like, Magma Must Flow and Sewer Point Access.
Yeah, what I'll do is Magma Must Flow, Scavenger Hunt, Security.
Scavenger Hunt.
In that order. And then we'll skip roll call.
Okay. Yeah, it's a different pattern. It's a different pattern.
It's not a bad pattern.
Oh, it's not bad. Just different. I've seen lots of different people do different patterns, but
yeah, I'm not like stuck in my ways where I can't do a different pattern. Like the guys that I run with on this tune, they to me they do a weird pattern for Borderlands.
yeah.
So like to me,
Like, where did they start in Borderlands?
They start at the Cobalt Quest.
Okay.
Which is the bottom on the opposite side of the Temple of Evil Chaos.
Right.
But then after that, like I would go up and do the Orc one, which is up the hill to the right, and then work my way across to the treasury.
Mm-hmm.
But what they do is they, after the Cobalt one, they go up and do the treasury and make their way to the right.
Yeah, see, I usually start at the treasury and work my way around clockwise or whatever. Alright. Yeah, I usually do Magma first, too. That's why I was curious. You looked like you turned back that way. Your pattern's close to mine, but you actually do roll call. If that quest didn't suck, I would do roll call. That quest is like the AIDS of the cogs.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by roll call. It does get to be a pain in the ass when you are 6+. Because you'll get Vengeance Reapers that'll spawn, aggro on you, and then start dropping circles, and you can't see the circles because they don't show up in the HUDs.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's
my biggest beef with that quest.
I just dislike metal glow balls, or any of the flying glow balls that cast spells are nasty. I don't like any of them. For Borderlands, you start at Cage Trolls and then go clockwise around. Yeah, I feel like not Cage Trolls, Caged Beast. I do that one last. Right, so I'll start at the top and work my way around and then go down.
Is I do the Knoll one up by the temple. Then I do Caged Beast. Then I do the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, Gobnoblins.
And then I'll go do the Kobolds. And then I'll do like the Orcs, and then the next one, and the Treasury, and then the Temple.
Yeah.
That's the order that I do it. I mean, there's a number of ways that are acceptable in there.
Yeah, it depends on where you're trying to maximize your time, right? If you want to maximize staying out of the Explorer Zone to maximize, like, your pots or whatever, that's kind of how I look at my path, I think, most of the time. Like, I'm not looking for things. I'm just... Ooh, wow. Something put a few dots on us here. But, again, when you're doing something for the 200th time, right? It's a little bit different than doing it for the 12th time or something.
Well, okay, I usually only I do that change twice a life, once a road, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, I'm just saying, like, a lot of the things that I have learned in paths that I have smoothed out and decided works best for me is over 200 some TRs. Right? And not everyone's going to have the same experience, so obviously they're not going to have the same patterns. But it's always nice to see what other people do. Same thing with, like, looking at people's bars. Like how they lay out their bars. I love doing that kind of stuff. seeing how they like to do things, how they like to have their stuff laid out. But for me, it's a lot of that stuff is the equivalent of discussion for Magic, right? So it's like evaluating new cards. A lot of the same kind of conversation, which as a Magic player you have to like because that's the big part of the game, unfortunately.
I don't. For me, it's like if people saw my bard, probably bad.
All right, we do have a spider loose. Don't have a spider loose.
There's but I wasn't occupied.
Hotbars, I actually picked up a trick from you. Now I always have my toggles on a hidden bar. Yeah. Sliding your bars around are an important part of the game. Hey, Plaguey Poo.
But like for me, sometimes I'll change my Epic Destiny. I mean my Epic Aslight toggle.
Right.
So I like to see them so that I know which one's on.
I feel like I don't change mine very often, but I have changed them on occasion. But I'm used to being like a wizard with like all my spells at my disposal. So I feel like my bar's already cluttered.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a great day. Hope you had fun. I'd like to be able to do a cleave or something. That'd be pretty sweet.
You haven't seen the last of me, cackles the gnome as it teleports away. The wizard may have turned pale and run. The whirring device continues to freeze the lava flow.
Ta-da-da.
Halting the flow of frosty air.
Ta-da-da-da.
Now here's a fine catch, and that's no lie.
A sign that things are returning.
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah, my name, I played every single class year 20.
Yeah.
Just so that I can say I did it, right? Pretty experience.
Knowing how to handle all the classes, at least occasionally, pretty good. Pretty good.
So, that helped me in that sense. Although I never actually played a pure alchemy. That's because I got completions before Alchemist came out.
The Alchemist is very interesting until level 12, and then very boring after level 12. I know a lot of people out there are going to disagree with me. It's totally fine, but I feel like once you got your multi-vial SLA and your multi-vial spell and your bypass, everything just looked like a hammer. Or a nail, or whatever it is. I had my hammer, and I was just going to throw my nails at it. Or whatever however that words go.
Familiar sound reverberates throughout the scene.
We should put this on. It's not correct, but we'll put this on.
It's like a barbarian. Just point at the kind of a brainless class.
Well, again, I think there's probably a lot. I mean, there's a lot to it. I did a range, like throwing build stuff. I've seen some interesting versions of that. I've seen some interesting casters. I think it can make a really fun and interesting.
I just thought you talked about Bombardier.
I was talking about Bombardier in particular, but I've had other builds or other versions of it that have been fun and done things.
Time to weigh in,
So I wouldn't want to poop on the whole class, but definitely the Bombardier Prestige thing. Like if you're in that mindset, like it's not the best. It's not the most interesting. It's a very powerful class, but that's not what I'm looking for. Typically, I'm looking for.
I absolutely as such. Wizard is my least favorite class.
Oh man.
So I did my pure wizard as a arch.
I like Archmage a lot. But now, Wizard is definitely my favorite thing, right? That's probably the thing that I'm most known for. Although maybe TRing like crazy now is taking over, I'm not sure. I had someone tell me that like it's really strange that you're not using crossbows. I was like, huh? What? Like, yeah, I've just always seen you with crossbows. Like, oh my god. I don't even know when the last time I equipped a crossbow was.
Well, see, that's the thing that that's how I did my alchemist life. Was I did the inquisitive, and then I used wild chemist as the offering.
Yeah. I like wild chemist.
Poison is kind of similar to the Eldritch Knight, adding the crossbow.
Yeah, I like that tree. I think there's talk of figuring out a way to do like a dog that uses that stance because of the crazy attack speed with like wolves. But I'm not sure if I've quite got a whole plan together or not.
A dog.
Yeah.
A small cat. But no reason.
So oftentimes the builds are more fan based or fan inspired, and there's a request to do the poison dog. So at some point there's going to be a really weird shifter floating around for a life, and people are going to be like, "What the hell is that?" And that's what it's going to be, me fulfilling my obligation to the stream to have a poison dog.
Yeah, I don't really want to watch.
It's
I don't know how strange.
so like, I'll admit I struggle a little bit watching other people play DDO compared to like some other games. Like I can watch people play strategy games or builder games or stuff like that all day. Watching people play DDO is different for me. That being said, I enjoy hanging out occasionally. It's usually the conversation and what exactly is going down. If they're showing or demonstrating like a raid or something, because I don't, again, I've spent like all this time kind of in a hole, right? So there's quite a few things that I don't know at all. You know, so I'm like still trying to learn the raids. I'm still, there's a lot of quests that were just in that area of the game that I've never really played. So, even though I'm like 200 some lives down on Samius, by far there's still a ton of data that I don't know about the game. In weird places. Alright, security, whatever it's called. Yeah, this is always the one I do last. And I like going this path. I find it way less likely to get people murdered. I'm not. Yeah, up and around through the north.
Yeah.
The other popular pattern I've seen, people like do lava must flow and then run from lava to flow to here. Like they do that. They do that other one. Yeah, and I feel like they always red alert. They always get themselves killed.
I have done that path, but I much prefer this path.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just there's way less stuff. If you hug to the left on the way across, there's way less stuff there.
Yeah, like I didn't anything. Oh, Strimtom's gonna try to play DC caster. I wonder if this is my thing where I should just do a DC caster.
I hate so I don't like the whole, let's change my build every time.
Yeah, it's unfortunately a big part of what I do too.
You have to if you're going to do that, right? Unless you,
I
like,
mean,
you get through a life less than ideal.
you can do, like, I don't have a lot of gear at all, but like you can do a lot of lives off of a similar framework if you could stand it, right? Like early on, I did a lot of like monk based carries. Back in the heroic days, I did a lot of videos, like walkthrough videos over on my YouTube channel, where I basically walk through the two different ways that I would level through my heroic lives, whether my most taken path or my least taken path or whatever, like trying to get all the rest of the quests that I normally skip. And on those builds, I did a lot of like Wizard Inquisitives, doing racial lives, you know. So you can find a frame and you can get a lot of value out of it, even if you're like switching your main class or.
Yeah. Like you could like, you know, use like a play style. That works really well. You do all kinds of, you know. But my thing is, you have to change your build every, you know, a couple of lives. It's, if you change your archetype, you gotta change the whole gear.
Yep. I mean, but that's just part of it. Again, when you're doing so many TRs, you just have to deal with it. Again, you don't really have to, but it certainly adds a lot of fun to it, my experience. Nope, don't come out of there. Damn it.
But I, you know, pretty much all I do now are some sort of
Oh, your characters are some sort of what?
ranged.
Ranged?
Because I'm good at the WASD.
Right. Yeah, I remember you telling people that you like the WAS stuff. WAS is certainly a important skill.
Well, not just because I'm good at it, it makes this type of build work really well.
Yeah, it's an important skill, so people can do it and work on it. They should.
And so what that allows me to do is basically keep the same gear set. Just TR, not have to worry about my gear. Like I set up, like I have page my level 10 gear, page my 15 gear, page my 29.
A lot of that stuff, again, is stuff that I could do if it was like it made sense to do, but having that kind of stuff to fill time for the stream and stuff kind of makes sense, though. Talk about it, have the discussion about gear, stuff like, you know what I mean. It's a different life when you're doing it for everybody, or potentially doing it for everybody. I hope people enjoy that kind of stuff. People seem to enjoy it. As the point. Lots of these. Alright, Big Papa.
Yeah, see, I don't know, like to me, I would be more into like, you know, like having a topic of the day. I don't know what the hell he hit me with.
He did the fire thing. Just his big fire hand. That hits really hard.
Like I didn't even have time to react. Watch the hit points.
Yeah, it just went straight down. It was that. All right, you should be resable now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, here. Res you. Gotta. Not sure if my slightly underleveledness will carry me through this or not. did.
The more can be seen lurking outside at a distance.
Fun thing about this chest, by the way, chat, and everybody else, if you're interested. Last I checked, which was not that long ago, but this door is not actually locked behind that boss dying. So if you don't actually care about the quest completion, you can run and open that chest and leave. Alright. Well, I think that's cogs out here minus the one that I hate, so... It was good to catch up with you, at least. You seemed distracted yesterday. We were doing all the raids.
I don't know. I just hate pushing talk.
I really hate that too. I've even started using my cell phone and my Bluetooth because it's easier to do the push to talk on that than it is to do the push to talk in game. Bunch of experience. Some guild renown. Skip a quest. Alright. Alright, man. Well, thanks for everything. I think I'm going to probably wrap the stream up a little early here. I kind of moved for some breakfast and my head is starting to bother me, so... you guys have a great time. Thanks again for everything. I appreciate it. I'll definitely continue to send weird messages like "Carry me, Papa" to get into LFMs in the future. If it works, man. If it works. All right, man. You have a good one. We'll see you. See, no raids. Raids tomorrow, I think, is the current plan. But I'm gonna try to get to Monday and Tuesdays from now on. I think, in particular.
I admit Fridays.
Yeah, I can't do Fridays because I have to work the Magic the Gathering tournaments on Friday, but trying to I gotta get one more shroud in for Java so I need a large bone to make my dust dagger, I think is what it is, to finish debuffing the current cycle that I'm ready to do. So I gotta get in a shroud to get a bone.
Did you shrouds on Thursday?
They do shrouds on Thursday, yeah. And they just added shrouds on Monday, which is why I'm probably going to try to switch to Mondays and Tuesdays in the future.
Yeah. But Monday's a good day. I think that's Alt's doing it, right?
Yeah, Alt's doing them. And I figure getting in with Alts and getting in the other half. Again, I'm just trying to reconnect with the community on Solona in general. So I figured getting in on those would split kind of like the raid party leadership, you know, doing some with Ran and doing some with Olds. Kind of familiarize myself with the other half of the that community. And at the same time, I'm still like poking in on everybody else that I can get my hands in. Like, I'm still alive, you guys. Remember me? All right, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna go get lunch or breakfast, really. And it's good to game.
Later.
All right, man. Later. All right, everybody. You heard him. I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys had a good time. We'll be back in a couple hours. I'll probably come back a little bit at a weird time. I don't know if we'll stream it live, but we'll record the overview at least for the other Epic Destinies, and we'll get that video out hopefully later today as well. Alrighty, peace, much love, and we'll see you guys.